What's good, everybody? It's your boy Rope. So let's talk about Keith one time Thurman. Because if there's ever a fighter that has disappointed me in recent years, it's Keith Thurman, man. Keith Thurman came around, he said all the right shit. This guy had me believing everything that he said about he was going to fight everybody. 147 belongs to him. Everything goes through him. Pacquiao don't want to fight. Mayweather don't want to fight. This is now my division. All these things that he was saying. Okay. And I believed every word because he sounded so believable, man. But something happened with Keith Thurman after the Luis Collazo fight. I don't know what it was, but that's where I started to notice a change in Keith Thurman. I don't know if Luis Collazo is responsible for it, but whatever it was, that's where I noticed this change. And then, the Sean Porter talks were starting to happen. And this guy, his face wound up on a milk carton. You couldn't find this guy anywhere, man. We didn't see Keith Thurman for a long fucking time, man. Finally, he pops back out. That fight ends up happening. He barely wins that fight. All right. So much drama in that fight. I've said it before. I think that they should have done an immediate rematch after that, just to kind of keep the excitement out there, keep the fighters' name out there, keep the fans excited about them. Because a lot of people enjoyed watching that fight. Hardcore fans, casual fans, everybody enjoyed that fight because it was so close. It was a war. So I said, hey, keep the party going. Just go ahead and just do the rematch. Didn't happen, okay? Um, so he fights Danny Garcia. He was eager to fight him. It was almost like, that's the fight that he really wanted. And I thought that he should be able to get rid of Danny Garcia. Like, really, really beat the dog shit out of him. But it didn't happen, man. I mean, he clearly won the fight. But I expected Keith to be a little bit more devastating in that fight. And he really wasn't. And then since then, it's almost a year has gone by. And now, he's peeking through the blinds again, man. He's looking through the peephole again, man. Scared of fucking Errol Spence. And that's just my opinion. When you have built this reputation, imagine you in the hood, right? And you got this reputation that you've built for yourself, that you whooping everybody's ass. If somebody say something to you, somebody got a problem, you gonna knock their motherfucking ass out. Okay, you got that reputation. And then somebody comes along and tells you, hey, Tyrone is looking for you. He's ready to give you that work as soon as he see you on site. And then the next thing you start acting fucking funny and shit. You're hiding. You don't want to come outside. Nobody's seeing you in the hood anywhere anymore. You was out there every day before, but now all of a sudden, Tyrone is looking for you and nobody can find you anywhere. Tyrone is everywhere calling you at. Where is this nigga at? Where's he at? Hey, we ain't seen that nigga. You know what I mean? I mean, how is that going to look, man? How is that going to look? You got Errol Spence out here calling you out. The fans want to see this fight. The fans are calling out Keith Thurman, but he doesn't have any interest, man. 2019 is what he's saying, possibly. So he's coming back. He's gonna fight a tune-up fight. He wants to fight a rematch with Sean Porter. Then he's talking about maybe a rematch with Danny Garcia. He's gonna keep putting this fight off, man. He's gonna keep pushing it off to the side. And the thing that I think is a big mistake that Keith is making is that I think he should jump on Errol Spence now, man. He should have been jumped on him. Because I see Errol Spence making improvements. I see him getting better and better. He still has his issues, but I see him improving. And I can't say the same thing about Keith Thurman. I see Keith Thurman losing a little bit of something that he had at the beginning. That's what it seems like. He hasn't knocked anybody out in a long time. When he came, he was throwing bombs, getting people out of there. And we haven't seen much of that from him. A lot of hiding, man. A lot of just wasting time with Keith Thurman is what I've seen. Errol Spence, he had a little bit of a layoff from the Kell Brook fight. But for the most part, he's been out here, man. He's been building his name. Why do we have to wait until 2019 for this? Why can't it happen at the end of the year? Why? I mean, what's the real reason? Why does Keith Thurman only have to fight 2 times this year? I'm the least excited for Keith Thurman this year. I don't even care, man. I don't even. I'm not interested in his tune-up fight. I'm not. Of course, I'm gonna watch it, but I'm just not excited, man. The excitement is not there. To see him fight Sean Porter again at the end of the year, I'm just not excited for that, man. I mean, it was a good fight. It should have been an immediate rematch. Since it got so much attention and people like that fight so much, it should have already been done. But Errol Spence has now put his name up there, and that's the fight that people want sooner than later. And Keith is making a mistake by letting Errol Spence stay out there and get better and better, man, because I think that he has the best chance of beating Errol Spence right now because Errol Spence, he does get hit, man. He does get hit. His defense is not the best. Now, he's been able to get away with that, but I think that Keith Thurman could actually present some problems to Errol Spence. I think it's a winnable fight for him. I'm not going to guarantee a win for Errol Spence if that fight was to take place. But with the way that Keith is acting, man, it's almost like he doesn't believe that, man. He's looking at it as like a doomsday for him. You know what I mean? And I'm just tired of Keith, man. I'm not looking for him this year. If he's not going to fight Errol Spence, I'm really not looking for anything that he's doing. You know, I agree with the boycott. He sold us a bunch of bullshit, man. He presented himself as this fucking beast, this killer. 147 belongs to me, nobody else. This is my division. All this shit that he was talking, man. And you got this kid walking around, you know, calling you out everywhere, man. Like Tyrone in the hood and shit. And you're nowhere to be found, man. You're looking through peepholes and shit, you know? I understand, you know, he wanted to get married. He wanted to go and enjoy his honeymoon. That's all fine, man. He's a human being. I get that, man. I understand that. But it just seems like he really, really doesn't want to fight Errol Spence. I mean, that's my honest opinion. If I thought that, you know, it was legitimate, then maybe I can come on here and defend him. But he's not giving me anything, man. He's not. The only thing that I see is that he's really not interested in Errol Spence. I don't know what is up with these fighters talking about, you know, let's let it marinate. It'll be better down the line. This Floyd Mayweather shit, you know, Floyd, he could do that though. That's the thing. And he didn't start really doing that until after he beat the cash cow, which was Oscar De La Hoya. Because then Floyd Mayweather knew I'm the money man now. I don't have to fight as much anymore because the paydays are so huge. And he was in a position where he can pick and choose, but he did a lot of fucking work. A lot of work to get to that point. Keith Thurman hasn't done that, man. The best name on his resume, in my opinion, is Sean Porter. Or you can argue Danny Garcia if you want to. I think it's Sean Porter. I think that's the best name on his resume, up to date. And Sean Porter wasn't a cash cow. He wasn't the man. And that didn't put him in a Floyd Mayweather position by beating Sean Porter. There's just too much that he still has to do. Floyd Mayweather was up, already in like 30-something fights at that time when he fought Oscar. 30 or 40, somewhere close to 40, okay, I believe, when he fought Oscar. Okay? How many fights does Keith have, man? I mean, how many Hall of Famers has he beaten? For him to be walking around like, you know, it's on my time. You know, I do whatever I want to do. It's on my time. You're not on it like that, man. You know, if somebody's standing behind me in a grocery store and I ask them about a Floyd Mayweather fight, if it just happened, they're probably going to know what I'm talking about. You know, they're going to know who Floyd Mayweather is. But if I say, did you see the Keith Thurman fight? What do you think about Keith Thurman? People aren't going to know you like that, man. You haven't put in enough work to be acting like you're Manny Pacquiao or any of them got Miguel Cotto. These guys, they did a lot of fucking hard work to get to where they were in their careers before they turned into divas. This guy is already a damn diva, man. He gets real feminine when you ask him about Errol Spence, and I just don't like it. I don't like the way that he looks. You know, this is the whole Sean Porter thing revisited, man, with this guy. I didn't like the way he looked then. I don't like the way he looks now. So I don't believe anything that comes out of Keith Thurman's mouth anymore. He's shown me twice in a row that when it comes to certain guys, he's not as willing. You know, 1 minute he'll fight anybody, anywhere, anytime. If you can beat me, beat me. Then the next time is the fight will happen when it's supposed to happen. Get the fuck out of here, man. I'm out.